Hello everyone, this is Thugrook, and today we're going to be going over a tanking demonstration for Three Sisters level 16 in Albion Online. This is going to be an advanced tanking demonstration, so the pulls are going to be a little bit larger and a little bit more complex than normal, and I would not recommend these pulls for a tank that is just beginning to learn how to tank HCEs. Sometimes for Three Sisters I enjoy doing some special skips, but the party I am with doesn't speak English fluently, so it's going to be really hard to communicate what I need them to do for those skips. So we're just going to do a normal clear. For your tank set, you'll need a royal helmet with a soldier helmet and a cative shield swap. Everything else is normal tanking equipment. Your skip set also. So for the first pull here, I am going to walk in and body pull these crossbows, roll backwards for the auto attack, and then E into them. I'm not auto attacking them at all. I want to use my bridge watch cape in the next pull. So by not attacking these, I'll have it available for the dogs down here. Just a reminder, anytime you snare any mobs, you need to keep an eye on the snare debuff when you are standing away from them. Alright, so for this pull, I start off with an enfeeble, and I'm actually going to auto attack this archer here before I Q everything. After I Q everything, I drop my helmet on them, E them, and then I W. And we are actually missing a DPS, so this is about to get really chaotic. Again, watching that snare debuff. Hopefully he comes back. We'll need him for the DPS. I don't think we can do a level 16 with 2 DPSs, especially if it's a Shadow Caller and a Chill Howl. Alright, for this next pull, I poison this guy, and I come down and roll straight into these so that they back up right into the wall. So here we go. Roll them right into the wall, and then E everything. Q, build up to 4 auto attacks. 3, 4, snare, and walk away. Normally I Q on the way out, but I'm not going to do that here just because the ability from the crossbow. Remind your DPS to spam invis. Alright, then after they're done being snared, just E back in. Dropping an enfeeble here. Alright, that's how you do that pull with 3 DPS. Okay, for the next pull here, I'm gonna poison the dogs and do the same thing I did over for the other crossbows. Just roll these guys right into the corner here. Immediately after that, I'm gonna drop my enfeeble Drop my helmet. E them. Snare. Walk away. So after you snare these mobs, the crossbows that jump backwards, when you get back into range, they'll always do their ability, as long as the DPS don't get aggro and cause it to do the ability on them. So that means that if you want, you can either proc their ability and just dodge it, so then you have a few extra seconds of time, or depending on the situation, I'll like to proc their ability just by walking at them, and then I will E into them, because as long as you stun them during their ability, they won't jump backwards even though you're really close to them. For this pull, you saw what I did there. It's pretty simple, just the enfeeble, wait for the spinner to auto attack 2 times before I use my E, build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and walk away. Your Royal Jacket's appreciated because I just wasted my E. So for this pull, I'm going to enfeeble and poison the dog and Q them all immediately. Drop my helmet on them. Once the helmet runs out, I'm going to E. 4th auto attack W. Walk away. Now, normally, if my DPS speak fluent English, I will actually skip all of these really tanky guys with the shields, because they take a really long time to kill, they deal decent damage after they're enraged. Yeah, they're just annoying in general. For the next pull, I'm going to start off with a Royal Helmet on both of the mobs, walk up and Q them, point the crossbow away from the DPS while I build up to 3 auto attacks. I'm not doing 4. After he does his ability, I'm going to enfeeble, do my 4th auto attack, E, snare, give it another Q, and then walk away. There's that ability I mentioned before. So I was a little bit late on my stun there, and that's why he jumped backwards. At this point, I'll just let him do his ability. He's almost dead. For the next pull, you want as many defensives available as you can. 2 crossbows on any map level 15 plus are very dangerous. I start off with a Royal Helmet, go up and Q them, point them south away from the DPS, build up to 3 auto attacks, Q them again, wait for their ability, let them do their ability, do not interrupt them, enfeeble, stun them, 4th auto attack, snare, walk away. I did the roll in there because sometimes after that stun, they will do an auto attack. So I was anticipating the auto attack and rolling it, but for some reason they didn't do it. I don't really understand why. For the next pull here, we're going to do the 2 spinners only. So to do that, you poison him when he is directly south. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare. Walk away. Gonna prep some text for the DPS. Whoops, accidentally sent it. Yeah, we'll do this pull. So to do this, you poison that crossbow that I just poisoned there, and DPS is in a bad spot. Always watching the snare debuff anytime you snare the mob and walk away. So now I know to go back in. Just E him, 4 auto attacks again. If the mob is ever not dead after the second snare, you won't have your E back up without a royal jacket. So this is where your royal helmet comes into play. Just let him walk towards you and E about that far away from yourself. D that far away from yourself, and you'll interrupt him. Since I used my helmet there, I need a jacket. For this next pull, the only thing we're going to use is our snare, because we need our abilities for the mage pull that's coming next. And DPS hit bats early. That's how you die as a DPS. Alright, for this pull, I'm going to Royal Helmet these 2 mages, go up here and poison that one and group them all together. So there's that. Poison. I'm going to auto attack once. E them, enfeeble. Build up to 4 auto attacks. 4. Roll away. And of course working Qs in there. So I ended up queuing the set of 2 mages that I initially Royal Helmet on. I queued them 2 times, but I only queued the single mage that I pulled with poison once. Prepping text in case we find a patrol. Yeah. Next here, we'll just roll past all these bats into the mage, and then E her. Again, DPS hitting bats, that's how you get killed. I swapped to Tenacity shoes here, not for the bats, but for the pull after the bats. So here you just royal helmet, everyone walks past. And then you invis once everyone's safely crossed. Alright, healer used Spectre shoes and helmet. So he doesn't really need tenacity shoes here. We'll still probably be okay if we just start now. So for this boss I swapped to toughness passives on my equipment, and I swapped to my shield, and I also swapped to soldier helmet because this boss does a lot of damage. When you have people reflecting, make sure you don't use your bridge watch cape, and DPS needs to use invis every time they reflect. If they don't invis, they will die. Alright, after that boss is dead, you just reset, swap to taunt, and Sacred Ground is optional here. You don't really need it though. So to start off, you just roll the first auto attack, proc your Bridge Watch cape if you have it, and since I don't have it, I'm going to stun. And now it procs. Nice. So then I'll snare her and just walk away after I built up to 4 auto attacks. Taunt her to make sure you still have aggro. Just rotating defensives on her. If you can, use the E iframes to dodge her auto attacks too. That'll help out a lot. Anytime you snare her while the DPS are attacking her, make sure you spam taunt. She does get snare bugged, and her auto attacks, as well as this thing, will go towards the DPS without anyone being able to tell why she's hitting them. Alright, normally you will have a reflect for this boss, but we don't. So, you swap to interrupt, and you taunt her off the healer and Q her. Now you're looking for the beams she does. The first one you W. After that you're going to E, the next beam. Next you're going to I think the healer is gonna get me killed here. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. So, alright. So, when she spawns the bats on herself, it can get complicated sometimes, because you need to waste one of your defensives to cancel the bats, otherwise you can't be melee distance of her. And that's what happened there. Alright, then just make sure you go back for the chest. And I don't think I'm going to show the chest in this video. It's pretty basic. Just use your Skinner shoes to sneak the chest. And yeah, so thank you for watching, guys. I know Raven maps can be, or Morgana maps can be difficult with the spinners and the crossbows. especially once the crossbows start dealing half of your health in one auto attack. So hopefully, I hope you guys found some things in this video that you didn't know before, and hopefully I explained them well enough that you can put them to good use. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.